Good morning, America. I hope you're well. I will be with you in a short while. I just need to get everything set up. I had quite the exercise session today, and yeah, I was actually having a little rest. So I should be live on Divergent as well, and finally in Telegram. So there you go. Should be live on all outlets now. Live on all 3 outlets. So let's get to it. Markets have just opened. I just need to get rid of this. You don't want me to trade the DAX and the Footsie. So here's the Dow. Big gap up. Closed at 38,000. So we're up about 1,200 points. Makes a difference, doesn't it? So we need a trading ticket for the Dow. A trading ticket for the Nasdaq. And we need one more for the Dow for the other screen. And one more for the Dow. Yeah, I can warmly recommend that you don't put moisturizer in your eyes. Generally, the eyes don't like that. That's funny. Anyway, that was a bit of an inside joke. You'll get the joke if you see what I just posted on Telegram. Right, let's get to it. Let's see what's the stake size here. We got 1.5 point spread. We got £1 in stake size. Another pound in stake size. I would like to increase the stake size in the US markets, but there's the stops are really quite significant. So I think what I'm going to do today is going to be fairly conventional. Oh, did you see that? An opportunity to buy below prior bar low. See that? 158. It just went from 139 and then bounced up to 2. That was a bit tempting. I missed that. 12, yes. Wow, I'm tempted to be a buyer here, but maybe we are going to see 958. I'm just going to put a buy order in down here. I'm really quite tempted just to try and be a buyer below 158. It's 100 points below. So I've input an order here, ladies and gentlemen, at 964. It's sort of, there's a low here with 972, then there's a low of 966, and a 958. I put mine at 964. I'm almost tempted to do something I never do, which is to go half size in here, and then if I get filled at a better price, but technically that would be adding to a losing trade. I just want to show you, I just done a little trade for myself just for illustration purposes. So let me show you the DAX. One second. The software you're seeing here is just something I developed that sits on top of the platform. But do you see this 15-minute chart here, ladies and gentlemen? It wasn't actually meant to be a, oh, I'm going to swing the bat on this trade. I just wanted to show you, and I did it with a very small stake size. The principle of, okay, we have a big bush. That's not at all what I wanted to say, a big bush. Sorry about that. You have a big push. Not a bush. You have a big push. Stop talking, Tom. Stop making it worse. And you have a retracement. And the second bar retracement on the 15-minute chart has gone below the prior bar low. Now, that prior bar low was 20,311. And I attempted to buy that as close as 20,311. One of these days, I'm actually going to be able to get a fill price below the actual prior bar low. But I hope that the approach or what I'm attempting to convey to you is it's clear. It wasn't meant to be a swing the bat trade. I just felt that if I executed the trade, then you would take it more seriously than if I just pointed it out. So I took a very small stake size and placed a buy order below, or it wasn't a buy order, it was actually just a plain buy. That's not actually going my way now, but that's just the price of education, I guess. I'll be able to live with that. So we'll need to have a stop loss in place. I think I got an automatic stop loss of 50 points anyway. Be a shame if I got stopped out when I was just 25 points in profit, but at least I got to demonstrate something, which I'm pleased. I think what's interesting here is that the point where I bought the DAX was also the point where the Dow began to turn around here. Almost as if they are keeping an eye on each other. If you look at the FTSE right now, you'll see exactly the same setup. See that? So just for laughs, but I will do exactly the same trade here. I'll show you on a 15-minute chart. I'm going to be a buyer below. Obviously, I'm just doing it in very small size, and granted, my DAX trade isn't doing particularly well. I admit that. This is a 1-minute chart of the Dow now, so I always keep an eye on this. And sometimes I have to mingle the time frames around. I'm going to be upset if the DAX actually then turns around now. Sorry, the Dow actually turns around now, because I didn't get the signal I wanted on the 15. But do you see how I got it on the 10-minute? Do you see that right there? Right there. And now the DAX is and the FTSE is both doing exactly as I was hoping they would do. Now, these trades here aren't trades that well, they're trades, but they were meant. This is a real account, obviously, but I executed them in very small size, as you can see, just so that you could get an appreciation for, right, so that's what it's like to almost, you're not waiting for support to be tested or resistance to be tested. You're actually creating the support or the resistance in a nutshell. Yeah, you are already mindful, this is where I want to be a buyer. And then of course, every now and then, you actually manage to buy the low of the move. Do you see that the low there is 7945.5, and I executed at 7946.63, but you have to add 0.3 to the low because that's the spread. So the low was the best you could have bought was 45.8, and I got 46.3. That must be a fresh record. And the DAX is 40 points in profit. Of course, I was just 40 points offside. But I hope that is a lesson in itself. But remember that sometimes you actually have to swap the time frame around. So, okay, I got the 10-minute retracement, and I could have been a buyer right below. And of course, it's frustrating now for me knowing that I had an order at 64, at 0.964. See that? And we went 984, so 20 points. And that position is now, well, moments ago, it was 150 points in profit. I'll delete this order now. And then I'll move my stop loss to break even in the DAX and in the Dow. Right, so I'm just looking down through the comments, and it seems that people are more interested in the figure of the mispronunciation of push. Got some very rude comments coming in. I'm gonna quickly address someone else's question. I got a person here, he's clearly from China, so I am not able to pronounce your name, young man. No idea. But he says, is it the same if we sell at the top of the prior bar? Yes, it is. He says his name is Soy, but I don't know if that's true. And Hari is saying, wasn't the Nasdaq a buy? Let's have a look, Hari. Yes, do you see that? Do you see how I missed that? The old low was 933, and it went 924. So yes, Hari, you're correct. Hari, thanks for making me feel really good about missing that trade as well. Now, an interesting observation, the low in the Nasdaq came at 37 minutes past. I bet you, without having checked, that the low in the Dow came at 37 minutes past as well. I was wrong. It came at 41 minutes. You know, so you see how the Nasdaq on the 1 minute chart makes a slightly higher low, and how the Dow makes a lower low. There are some people who trade that. They call it a divergence. I must have gotten stopped out of my Nasdaq position, my DAX position, sorry. Let me just check. Yeah. Oh, I got slipped as well. I attempted a long position. No, a short position in the DAX earlier when you were not there. Here, I attempted a small short position in the DAX. It didn't work out and I got stopped out. But I'm just gonna, it is what it is. But don't for 1 second think that I always win behind the scenes, because I don't, as that trade just demonstrated. The account is now 27,500, and there I just got stopped out of the FTSE as well for nothing. So there you go. So it was a really good morning with a great DAX trade. Then I traded myself and lost, and then we just had 2 demonstration trades here, demonstrating how to buy below a prior bar low. And Hari, I think it was Hari, he just pointed out to me that I missed a very good trade in the Nasdaq down here. And he's right. I did. I'm just creating a screenshot for you. going to attempt the same thing again here in the DAX. 268. It's already 288. We'll see. So you'll see if you swap the time frame to 5 minutes how both Nasdaq and the Dow was bought below prior bar low. Nasdaq just 967 low went to 955, so 100 points higher now. Dow 30555 went 3035 and is currently 200 points higher. Real possibility that I just missed a good buying opportunity. Hopefully you saw it and you had the conviction to act upon it. I missed it because, well, no excuse, but I was trying to teach you the very same thing. But that's okay. Someone is saying time frames on prior bar lows getting me a bit confused. Can you please clarify if you're only considering the 15-minute low? So no, I consider pretty much any time frame. I feel that there needs to be some additional work material presented on this. But for now, I think I'd like to draw my attention to actually making some money. So what we've got here is an aggressive school run, also called an ASRS, that is setting up and is actually triggered a buy signal. The stops are big though, really big. I promised myself to take it a little bit easy today. So if I miss some trades, I miss some trades. I'm okay with that today. Now let's take a look at the Nasdaq here. We have a move above the prior bar high, but if we zoom it out at the 15-minute chart, we can see that, well, actually we're actually coming up to the spike high. We are sitting well above the overnight range, so I'll be more inclined to take a long position, which is a bit late for me now, because that's aggressive school run long came at 88. Let's look at the Dow. The Dow is the same story. It's definitely sat. And actually the Dow is actually above the spike high. That blessed spike. My God, that was amazing. So we're coming up in 40 seconds to the completion of the second 15-minute chart. We have a good old piano pattern in the Dow that complicates things a little bit, I think. I think I'm going to go contrarian and sell short. You see how the old high was 350 and the market went 349? So there's 350 high and there's 403 high. Maybe the idea would be to be long at 350, turn around at 420. Well, there you go. I should have listened to my first gut feel. But I'm going to take a chance here. Or at least keeping an eye on this low here at 209. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, would you just bear with me for 1 minute? Yeah, sorry about that. Nasdaq is breaking through. So is Dow. I'm ready to sell short the Dow up here. Health off. Oh. Could someone hit me over the head? Jesus. How dumb am I? Please don't comment on that. The how dumb am I comment. I answered my own question. I got exactly what I had hoped for. A push up to the old high and a turnaround. My God, you could suspect that I coded that algorithm, huh? Appropriate comment is now in place in Telegram. I seem to be in knee-high deep. I can't speak English. What the hell is wrong with me? I have plenty of opportunities. I see it really well, but I haven't clicked the bloody button. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, thanks, Carsten. I see it. Thank you, Edward. Anthony that just posted that one, grab defeat from the jaws of victory. We have another saying in Denmark. It goes something like this. We have been behind at the halfway mark and still managed to lose. Yeah, Danish humor. Sorry, I am very indecisive today, it seems. The saying in Danish, Florian, would be, vi har før været bagud i halvlejen og tabt alligevel. Stand by in the Nasdaq for a long position at 107. I put an order in. My order is in at 107. It got to 112. What the hell's wrong with me?
And said, fuck you, Dow, I'm going to short the shit out of you for no other reason that you piss me off. All of
Okay. Did you ever hear me say this? Here comes a bit of foul language.
us have done no fuck you in one trading session. And let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, we all sat there and said, fuck you, Dow, I'm going to...
Right. Yeah, this is yours truly in a mad moment and a speech. So here goes.
Session. And let's face it, ladies and gentlemen, we all sat there and said, fuck you, Dow, I'm going to short the shit out of you for no other reason that you piss me off. All of us have done that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm going to delete that order. It feels as if we are going to see a breakout in the Dow. But, I don't know if you're aware of this, but on the daily chart, we are just sitting above yesterday's high. Guess we just have to be patient. with Nasdaq making new highs, I just don't think I want to short this. Let's look at the S&P 500. Let's see if we can get a buy opportunity. Okay, maybe now. case you're wondering, what am I waiting for? A buy opportunity. Stand by. Buying the Dow here. Stand by in the Nasdaq. Stop loss to break even. I'm taking profit here, 80 points. That's me done. Just to show you, bit of patience paid off, 82 points. Bought below prior bar low, taking 82 points. Closed for 82 points in Dow. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to rest up now. I'm clearly indecisive and tired. So there you go. Sorry about that. There we go. Just posting a message here. It was worth the wait. Now I'm gonna rest up. So thanks a lot, ladies and gentlemen. It was lovely to be here with you and trade with you. Thanks a lot. Look after yourself. Good luck if you continue to trade. Excuse me. And I will see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.